FXBros.
What's up, people? We're back. It is July 13th. Yes, we did pretty much miss a whole week. Just going through a transition of moving, getting a new schedule in place. We're probably going to be starting to do the live around 9:30, 9:30, going on in the future. And then eventually, if this new career path of mine could pop out, we'll probably be doing a London session only. Asian overnight will be nighttime. I guess doing nighttime analysis. What's up, brother?
What's happening? What's happening?
And, yeah, we've been MIA, but still active in the markets, just not active on YouTube, but I'll try to shake back, even though we're going through, like I said, a lot of relocation efforts and just shaking out of the norm, but still want to stay on track with our profit goals, which we're going to do regardless. As you can see from the recent on a 4 hour, Friday, Sunday, on Tuesday, Monday. Yeah. I got a message on happy early birthday to my sister.
Man, I'm about to make a deposit, boy, on her name.
Nah, for real. Yeah, she gonna be turning 55 years old tomorrow. So gotta definitely look out for her now to fly. But yeah, we're definitely gonna stay on track, looking to make more deposits. Like I said, tomorrow will be a good day to make a deposit because, as you know, last year on her birthday, the market sold for down like 200 pips last year on her birthday. And what's funny, we're approaching the top of the market somewhat. And it's her birthday tomorrow. I would laugh if we get another sale. Or regardless what we get. Just more movement.
I was about to say, yeah, you definitely gonna get an opportunity.
Yeah, you're gonna get an opportunity for sure.
It never fails.
So yeah, looking at the daily, this is Monday, Sunday, the new week. Last week, we came from a hard sell-off on Monday, and then the market just went bullish from there. Like, looking at the daily, yeah, we would have been selling if the continuous days would have continued selling, but after that Monday, we haven't seen any more lower lows we put in. The market just turned up from Tuesday and came back and retested those highs. Actually swept them highs on Friday. And it was crazy how this candlestick printed. And if you look, it's damn near like they call that a Harani, almost like an inside bar, but it's got to do like with gaps and shit when the trade opens and closes, kind of in the middle or in the gist of the body of the previous candle. Like I said, on certain trades, because certain charts are short. If I pull it up here, you'll see an inside bar. This is from Forex.com feed, and these charts are from Oanda. So Oanda showing a bearish Harami inside this bullish candle, and then Forex.com showing an inside bar per se. So you really kind of got to just go off of lower time frame price action when you see stuff like that. I mean, they both can be considered as a potential sell, but I know these indecision candles usually like to get tested on the high end and low end before they make a decision, especially on a daily. So this could easily sweep again to the top and come down to the bottom. So it's kind of anybody's game right now, but we can, like I said, you'll be able to monitor what the daily gonna do, looking at the 4 hour and the 1 hour. And as you can see on the open on Sunday, we did gap down, but we already feel that gap. And not only did we feel that gap, but we swept this little area of structure. It wasn't strong structure because looking at the 1 hour, we've been consolidating since Thursday night. So with the sell-off that Thursday did at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, the market's been consolidating pretty much in that body, that whole price range. We haven't really done too much of nothing just yet. So we're still waiting to see if we're going to get a continuation higher above 65.95 above here, or below 65.55. So 95 or 55 is the play. So while we wait for that, let me update our weekly high parameters. Judging off the previous weeks, as you can see, the last week, well, the week before last week, which was this candle right here, was pretty much easy to take out highs and lows because it was a short, short movement from that whole week. You know, judging it off of the previous week, and we got all this, and which hasn't been tested. Is 63.70 low hasn't been tested. So I'm not saying it's a possibility, but I know we got a whole lot of rejection wicks down here. So it is strong support. If we're gonna test it again, cool. If not, that is what it is. These rejection wicks were strong support, and this last touch on the week of June 23rd was pretty much the last touch. I didn't look at it like that, but in hindsight, that's what it's possibly conditioning itself to be. This last touch before we continue high. And this could be that last final touch before we get this continuation of bulls through the rest of the year, especially looking at the dollar. The dollar's still falling. We're back under, as you can see, I was calling it out.
Lower lows and lower highs.
I was calling it out last week. Rejection off of 98. And what do we have? Rejection off of $98. We'll see how long this lasts. If we do get a strong rejection and we start selling off, then we get more highs in the Australian dollar. If we start selling off, AU and EU should continue bullish and keep breaking out new highs. So, but yeah, overall it's looking pretty good. I would say if we don't break, this is the 4 hour. I'm looking at structure on the 4 hour. I would say even before we get down here, if we do get down here, if we don't break 65.20 to 65.10, which if we get that low, chances are we're gonna go to 65 flat, just psychologically wise. But 65.20, 65.10, if we don't go down there, then yeah, we can come all the way down to 65.40. But as long as we don't come down here, we should still, like, it could bounce off of this structure. We created some little small structure on the 4 hour, and then we eventually broke past it because we couldn't trade any lower. See all these rejection wicks down here, couldn't get any lower. And then we broke this 65.45 area. So I could see the market coming down that low potentially, especially if we don't test any of these lows continue lower to that rejection wick I was talking about here. Yeah, we should still be bullish, but even though we are bullish, I like to look for pullbacks before I can get into buys. I don't really do too much. Like right now, it's kind of at the high. Like the best buys would have been down here on this bullish engulfing on Monday last week. That was the best buy opportunity. And then furthermore after that, this little structure up here, like I said, 65.45. If you would have caught the market breaking that, which was Wednesday night into Thursday morning, that would have been another little buy. So, like I said, all this is in hindsight. The only thing I could say could have prepared you for this bullish move above this is the fact that we got all this rejection wicks. When you see a lot of rejection wicks and at the same price, that's kind of giving you an indication that that price has some kind of strong support or resistance. And it's going to take a whole lot more, like some kind of music or something to really break past it, because it tried multiple times and couldn't do it. So you got to look at the clues, and kind of it's hard to see it in live, because we see all this, and the fact that, like I say, the fact that we got all these rejection wicks, and then you seeing candles come up here, and then you start to see somewhat a rejection wicks right here, and still indecision candles. Like this candle closed bullish right here. This little baby candle closed bullish, but it's still indecision. Didn't take out the previous highs as far as closing above this high. And if we look, we got double high. Like it's a lot of things that could get you sidelined, but overall, rejection wicks typically look like this, like big long wicks that's coming down, probing the market, and you get other rejection wicks around the same price. That's kind of like what a rejection wick would look like. Kind of like this, how we seeing at the top. If we sell off, this would be a good indication that we probably get rejection from the highs. So that's pretty much how you got to look at them. They all kind of conjoin in the same little price area. Even though it's different days. Like this was a Tuesday morning, this is a Tuesday night, this is a Wednesday morning. So different days, but still showing you strong support that you can, come to a conclusion that it's not going to go any lower, and just take the opposite side of the trade. As simple as that. Like you can't. The one thing we can't do is take a consolidated trade. Like you could go long or you go short, but you can't go consolidation. Like if that was the case, things would be dumb rich, because the market consolidates way more than the trend. So that'd be crazy. They had a buy, a sell, and a C. But that is not the case. And yeah, we will see. But like I said, I wanted to update the new week. We do have a new week. And the new week did put in a lot of movement, which I like to see. I like to see a widespread.
Yeah, then they did that nice gap down.
Yeah, you see that, huh? Let's see. So we're going to put this previous weekly high, which was right about there. Put that above that. Still within this take profit of this trade. Almost got stopped out. It didn't. Previous weekly low. Down here. And I like to stretch these charts out just to see how accurate I can get it. I ain't about to get to the T, but that looks pretty good. That high look good. See what the low look like. It's low. I can come in a little bit. That's good enough. And then we want to take both of those. And we want to get our 50% of the range. So we take the fibs, go down to the low, stretch it all the way up to the high. And bam, we get 50% of the weekly range. right here. Smack. Drop that down on that. We can take these fibs out. That's all I need. Thank you. Good night. Then we can drop down to 1 hour, 4 hours. Look at the 4. And now we have a new set of ranges we could look into. So we got new highs we can sweep. We got 50% of the range, which is because all lining up. Structure points. Some structure points in this reversal, a lot of rejection wicks. So everything is kind of lining up pretty good. The previous weekly low is a far stretch from these highs. I mean, it could happen, but I would like to see before we even, even though we already swept the previous weekly high before last week, but this is a whole new week, so it's going to judge off of what it currently has or what the weekly before it did. And like I said, it was a lot. Previous week was a lot, as you can see. We got a nice little range. According to judging off the past 2 weeks, we had a short range, which was easy for the market to sweep the lows and the highs in 1 week. That's why we did that last week. But now we have more of a range, so we could easily probably sweep the highs since we're near the highs, and then potentially trade down, maybe bounce off 50%, continue higher, come down lower. Who knows? But we got our parameters set up. I got lines all over the place. But it's understandable to me. I got it. I can understand it.
No, I totally like that.
Trend lines. Nothing's really got touched just yet on the trend lines. We got trend lines coming up here. All kind of shit going out across the charts. Dailies bouncing off this green. We got dailies from way back bouncing off this purple. We got this little structure out here, this yellow line that I started right here. February. This one is like a weak one. I said the purple one and the green one is more of a define. And if you really want to go hard, these 2 purple lines are really the big dogs. So you got this daily, this touch. You got these 3 touches. So this is just different levels of where the market creates a trend line. Like I said, you have to let the market create the trend line for you. You don't just start drawing trend lines all over the place. You give it time. Let the market create different points of resistance or rejection. And before you know it, you'll have different points where you can line up and create a trend line, just like here. And typically, not all the time, but I would say, in my experience, I would say easily 75 to 80% is going to touch. It's going to touch and bounce off them levels. So a trend line is powerful. It's kind of boring because you got to wait. You got to be patient for trend lines, but they are powerful. Extremely, extremely powerful. So
Yeah, I like the zones trading, I guess.
what do you mean, like breakout?
Yeah, either breakout or sweeping highs or lows and getting those areas.
Yep.
And
That's good.
it's pretty much like your fibs and stuff. How you set that up with the 50% range, and in those areas you can just load up different trades, load up into different positions, and that's what I typically like to do. Yep,
it's easy to manage because you're looking from a previous week, but when you're looking at real trend lines, you got to go off the weekly and the daily to find real truth. Because I could draw trend lines on a 15-minute all day. I could draw them on a 1 hour all day. But when you really step out and look at the daily and the weekly, that's when you get the strong, where you can really set up you can set up like swing moves. If you waiting days and weeks for something to set up. So when it rejects those key areas, like, yeah, you could go heavy on that, and then from that point, you know, catch these scalp positions and add on to it and all that shit. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, so I was taking a look at gold too. Surprisingly, gold is doing a nice little bullish run since early July. One thing I do notice after gold broke out of this trend line, because gold was in a strong trend line. If you look at this yellow since the beginning of the year. Bam. December 31st. You can see how this yellow line begin touch, 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 touch. Then we finally break through, touch it, and from that point, we should have sold off. Did we do that? No. We came back down to this range, bounced off the top, and if we break back above this, yeah, we gone. 3,500, we gone. I would say we break back into this trend line and start to respect it again, we are gone for gold. So keep an eye on that.
Dang, yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah, because if once it broke out of that, it should have broke this low and continued lower, but it held it. So if we break it back into this trend line, which has been going strong since the beginning of this year, yeah, we out of there. Gold is out of there.
Makes sense.
So that's like
Bitcoin going?
3,400 price. Yeah, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin been trying to creep to the black back door. Ain't nobody talking about it, bro. I've been listening to Bloomberg, CNN, nobody is talking. Like, they talking about the trade war, tariffs, Trump, fucking Jeffrey Epstein. They talking about all this. But ain't nobody talking about this run up that Bitcoin doing. But watch when it hit 123. You'll be like, oh Lord, Bitcoin is at 120. Like, yeah, but they ain't gonna talk about it after the breakout. I don't want nobody to know. But yeah, that was July. I want to say July 8th. July 8th and 9th. Bitcoin broke out of this little range. And it's doing numbers. Beautiful day for the crypto world. Let's see what Ethereum getting. Are they getting any love? Oh, we finally broke out. Ethereum finally broke out. That was July 9th. And see, this is the type of players we can get in once, this is that borrowing money shit. You got 50K, 60K, 70K sitting in the account. You could wait and just have an alert sitting on top of this.
Yeah, and just slowly flip.
Just slowly go in, bro. You ain't gotta day trade this shit. Like, just draw you a little, especially when it consolidates. I'm like, Bitcoin, this is like I said, this is like trading Coca-Cola back in 1912. That's what Bitcoin is. Like, did you want to hold in? I think you probably would have. So, yeah, Ethereum doing numbers. Let's see if XRP get. Oh, XRP doing love.
Finally.
We caught some shit. Said he was buying some.
Oh yeah, he did say that.
Yeah, I know he up on that, so that's a good thing. But we got highs up here at $3.40. So look like that's what we're reaching for. I mean, look at the charts. When have you found another move like this? This little swoop, like somebody just swooped up. Where's another move like that? Let's go back. Huh? What is that? That's like a swoop. A swoop.
Wow, that's crazy.
So what's the percentage on that? I think that's how we got that Bitcoin high. I was looking at shit like this. So We go ahead. Share ran up 460%.
Wow.
460. Let's see what that look like on these charts. Can't even put it on here.
How much would that be?
I'm about to see. I gotta zoom out because I can't even. I think we got it already. Watch this. $13. Watch this. I bet it's gonna come up. 460. Damn, I'm good. 460. $13. So yeah, we had this marked up for a reason.
Well, we go
right there. 460%.
We're gonna get that.
There we go. Nice little run up. So there's money all over the table. You know what I mean? Anybody want to make 460%? We'll holler at Ripple right quick.
Facts.
Got the potential. Definitely have the potential. So, and I want to say, I know we had some numbers to see what would Ripple have to have in its market cap to even have a $13 Ripple. And I'm not sure if it's possible or not. I have to revisit that math, but I want to say it was slightly lower than that number. But yeah, we got that going on. NVIDIA is, are we at all-time highs with NVIDIA? Yes, we are. Nice. NVIDIA broke that. Let's see.
Yeah, NVIDIA going crazy.
NVIDIA broke all-time highs the last week of June. So 4th of July weekend, we retested. And let me see what the hell is that. Yep, the 3rd of July, or no, 2nd of July. We tested on the 1st, 2nd of July. And we are in new all-time high territory for NVIDIA. NVIDIA is now a $4 trillion company. And they have earnings coming up in August 27th. Beautiful trade. Lift. Look like it's coming back down. Maybe I don't know, what is this range? The daily range I was looking at? Yeah, that daily gap. Might be coming back down and touch into this daily gap again. So a lot of people probably added buys June 18th, June 19th. Or that following week, June 23rd, and it's coming back down on the daily. So let's see what we got going on with Lyft. Still looking good on your long-term trade, I presume.
Yes.
Filling in a gap too right here, I see. So yeah, the gap we filling in. So it might not even come this long. Might not. We shall see. Uber. Uber is all-time highs. Yes. Uber broken to all-time highs.
That's crazy.
Breaking above in May, a retest on June 23rd. And furthermore, all-time highs. We broke July 7th, July 3rd. And yeah, I don't know what Uber doing. Somebody said, LOL, trash stock, overbought, but still going up. What a trifecta. I agree. based on what the general consensus is saying, Uber is crap. People do not like riding with Uber in Dallas. I don't know what Uber is going to start doing, but if they don't drop their prices like Lyft is doing, they're going to have a rough little situation. Either that or Uber Eats is making them so much money that they're not even worried about it. So I don't know what the play is for them, but I know people are not happy in Dallas. I don't know about other cities. TSM, somebody said finally a new all-time high. TSM had a new all-time high, breaking above 225. Went all the way up to 236, 237. TSM is coming up on earnings too. They got earnings on the 17th. Oh, that's this coming Thursday. Okay. So we're gonna start to hear some news about them. You're on the lookout. You might start hearing people talk about TSM.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, all of these stocks you calling out are good ones, man.
Yeah, some of them part of Mag 7, NVIDIA,
Yep.
Tesla. I ain't really got all the Mag 7 up. But yeah, Tesla's it's a weird company, man. It's starting to go through a lot of transitional periods with the CEO. This nigga starting new political parties and all kind of crap. So a lot of people they're not happy with him. They want him to leave all the politics alone and get back to being a nerd.
Yep.
So let's see what that does for Tesla. They also have earnings coming up on Wednesday, July 23rd. Tesla has earnings. It's crazy, boy. It's got a revenue estimate of $22 billion. That's ridiculous. What's going on? Let me see what NVIDIA. $45 billion. Son of a bitch.
Wow.
Yeah, them niggas making money. So damn sure. So damn sure. But yeah, other than that, see the market is selling out heavy on AU. So the last week bullish push might have been the sweep we was looking for, but we'll see. But we are selling heavy.
Damn, super heavy.
Yeah, selling extremely heavy. We're down now almost to the 50% weekly range. Like 20 pips away. And from that point, it's another 55 pips to the previous weekly low. So, yeah, well, let's take a look at the news right quick. Because that is going to help us push into these ranges. Any news on Shannon's birthday? We got Australian news tomorrow evening at 6:30, I believe. Are we back on track? No. That's 7:30, 19:30. 7:30, Westpac Consumer Confidence tomorrow evening for Australian dollar. We got Chinese coming out, the unemployment rate. Wow, unemployment rate 5%. Damn. That's crazy. Yeah, but they got a lot of people. They got a lot of people out there. But still, that's a lot. Tuesday, CPI core inflation for USD 730. Let's get it to us. Come on, man.
Let's get it.
Kicking it with the reversal off your birthday. Wednesday, PPI 7:30. Also 8:30. Unemployment change. Unemployment rate for AUD. Unemployment rate is 4.1 currently right now. The unemployment change. The previous was negative 2.5, and they got a consensus of 19K, 19.5. So they're looking to boost and bolster up the job market in Australia. So we'll see if that happens. Thursday, we back to normal schedule. Got our jobless claims coming out. Also, retail sales coming out. They're showing an increase. Obviously, summertime. People spending money, enjoying the summertime. Inflation rate for the yen is coming out. 3.5. Looking at a consensus of 3.3 on their inflation. So prices are higher. And then Friday, we ended it off with building permits, housing starts in Michigan. Consumer sentiment at 7:30 and 9 a.m. So we got a nice week. Tuesday gonna be fire. Tuesday gonna be fire. And my hand itching, so I already know the money coming. I'm scratching my hand as I say that, so I know the money is coming. Yes, sir. Nah, man, I love it. I love it. Beautiful markets, man. Man, you at a game? I hit a ref blowing the hell out the whistle.
Oh, damn, I know it was that loud. Summer league basketball on.
Who playing?
Brooklyn Nets and the Warriors. I mean, not the Warriors, the Wizards. Washington Wizards.
Yeah, I watched that Cooper Flag and the Brownie game.
Yeah, I'm about to say, but these rookies, this class something.
No,
but it's deep.
Brownie's good though. You could tell he has experience in the league, even if it's just a year or two.
Who, Bronny?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, he a professional.
Yeah, he looks real good. Like he looks like he's supposed to be in the NBA. Like I know it was kind of weird and funny how he got in with his dad and all the overshadowing of that, but seeing him play against the Mavs in that game, like yeah, he was running it. He got a bright future.
That's what's up.
He definitely got a bright future. I can see that. Especially when his dad about to leave.
Right, and then you're not really like all that tapped in, and for you to notice that, that's
I know
that's really good. That's really good.
He was like one of the best players on the court out of everybody. Like he looked more polished out of everybody. Like people would still like almost had that fresh look. Like what do? I don't want to make nobody mad kind of gameplay. But he was out there like, oh, this is another game. This ain't nothing.
Yeah, that's because he took that little stint.
No, fact.
And went to swallowed his pride and went to the G League and started going crazy over there.
Yeah, that's what's up. Super Flag, he looked good. Of course, they was kind of mentioning it that everybody's first few summer league games gonna be like the determination factor of how good they're gonna be for the rest of their career. And, talking about Wemby in his first game, he was looking sorry as hell. And look at him now.
Yeah, that boy's scary.
So we're gonna go into it. But that boy Coop, I think the second game, that boy had 31 points. They lost though.
I was just showing his they were just showing his stats.
Yeah, I was like, damn. 31? Yeah, that's what's up. Definitely get active on chill. Yeah, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I hold my nuts on these sales, bro. I lost a little bit of money last week holding the sales, and then I got back in once I saw the market swept the previous weekly highs. So it'll be nice if it works out. If it don't, I have every right to flip my bias because I saw what the sales can do and what they did do. So when I see something like this and it couldn't finish what I wanted, then yeah, obviously the bulls are way stronger than the buyers. I mean, the sellers right now. So we'll see how it plays out going into the week. But yeah, everything looked good from here. With you, anything you see or want to add? Any analysis you're looking at?
I mean, you know what side I'm on, bro.
Yep. It's long all day.
I'm long all day. Like,
yeah.
This could have been another entry for me if I was being really aggressive.
Right.
But Nooney's birthday is tomorrow. So
you gotta wait
tomorrow, I'm gonna take profit and close everything, and probably the 15th after CPI, once that's settled, I'm gonna enter again.
Yeah. CPI is on Tuesday, so after her birthday on Tuesday.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, we got good volume coming in this week. Got a ton of stuff going on with the tariffs and all that. He's starting to sign this stuff. You know, he likes to do things over the weekend.
Facts.
Monday is just a big kaboom.
Yeah.
So everybody just need to understand that we in that type of market now. So
yeah,
you know, be patient. It's gonna be a ton of opportunities. Be patient. Know what you're looking for. Don't get faked out by anything crazy.
Right.
Yeah, man. Let's get it.
If you look at my charts, you can see what the London close looks like. This right here.
Yes.
You see, this is where London starts.
Okay.
This green box, this little dotted green box.
Yeah.
That's pre-London. So 2 to 5 is like the pre-London. The London session actually starts at 3 a.m. So that's why you say this green line up here goes all the way to 12 noon. So that's why I say that's when London closes. But the whole London close movement is this little secondary green box right here, which starts at 10 to 12. So this indicator really outlines, you know, what that market is doing. So, you know, like I said, you see a sell-off, you see a London close, continuation. Even over here, bullish in a London sell-off. So, like I said, it ain't nothing that you can like trade. Like, oh, this is my new strategy. I'm about to trade the New York sell and the London rejection. But it does happen enough where it's not a bad idea to look at. You know, New York bullish, London close sell-off. You know, it's not a bad thing. Sell-off, London close. So yeah, like I said, even though we might not be catching the New York Open per se, possibly, but we could definitely catch some other moves in the market if they happen around that certain time. We'll be waiting for it.
That's a fact.
Euro is going. The Euro sale too. That was pretty decent. It's better than AU. Euro never came back like AU did. AU came all the way back up, but Euro never did that.
Yeah, I'm bullish on Euro too. It's taking a bit longer, but
yeah,
I'm playing it off the weekly.
Yeah, I was selling into this structure right here. That's why I had take profit down here, coming in here. So I could see it coming all the way down to 1 point, just 1624. Put it like that. I don't know that 1 point shit. 1624. I can see it coming down to. Got some gaps so we can fill on a 4 hour too. Let's see how the market does around that area. For EU. Yeah, man. Like I said, the times that we trade them on, it will be here and there. We're gonna try to keep it as consistent as possible, but yes, things are going on. Whether it's business or personal good things, I definitely believe it. So we gotta move accordingly. And once we find our footing and find that structure in our, business and personal life, which won't take that long. I said it's probably be a few months. We'll get back to a more structured schedule, but who knows what session we'll be going live. I said probably in the future, especially with a career change that I'm looking to get into. May start trading the evening session, like going live during the Asian session.
Yeah, that Tokyo drift.
So we might be catching that. We might be catching that because I know the fact that I'm going to, working mornings half the day and then working evenings half the day, that's going to kind of get me kind of prepped for waking up early in the morning, this new career path I'm going into, because I'm not going to be staying up overnight no more, working overnight. I'm going to have to get up at 5, 6, 7 in the morning and start my day like that, like a normal person. So I gotta kind of get back in the mind frame of doing that. So it was fun while I lasted, the night owl shift. But it's not a lot of good things that happen past 2 o'clock in the morning. Just gonna keep it cheap. Trust me, I got a lot of stories I can tell you. That proves my point.
Thanks.
Real tough. Yes, sir. But yeah, other than that, man, I think we, like I said, we'll try to catch the mornings whenever I get back inside from driving. We can see what the morning's gonna do. Like I said, probably be like around 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30, up in that range. Should be like 10, but try to see how we can do it, but we will do it regardless. That's what I think.
That's a fact, man.
But yeah, other than that, we about to get up out of here. And we'll keep in touch in the chat, see what the market's doing, see what this news is going to do. Like you said, what Trump is going to do over the weekend, that's going to determine what the stock market's going to do.
Facts.
Yes,
that's
sir.
a fact, man. Well, yeah, man, definitely go. Like I said, man, tap in. Y'all know the link. Y'all want to get in. It's in the description. Tap in. But yeah, you already know. So let's get it going. Be a fire week.
Yes, sir. All right, brother.
All right, man. I'll let you.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Peace.